Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Katholina with the evening news. The headlines. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio says India as a country can be called a developed country only when northeastern region prospers in every way. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Chauri Chaura centenary celebrations. Centre plans to impart technical education in mother tongue in technical institutes. And government says there is no proposal to launch new pension policy for central civil pensioners. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio today said India as a country can truly be called a developed country only when northeastern region prospers in every way. He said the benefits of a growing economy of a country should be shared with the small and underdeveloped states of northeastern region. The Chief Minister was addressing the 21st Northeastern Regional Power Committee NERPC inaugural program with ministers from northeastern states, officials of the central and state governments, and state power utilities at Kohima. Rio said that power sector is no doubt one of the most complicated sectors where there is a need to use collective wisdom to strike a proper balance between commercial needs and social obligations. He said NERPC is the right forum to discuss all such pertinent issues facing the power sector in the northeastern region. Rio said NERPC has been relentlessly striving towards making the NER power system operations more reliable, efficient, and economically viable. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that Chauri Chaura incident was not a single incident of setting fire to a police station, but it was the collective manifestation of the angst against the British rule. Inaugurating the Chauri Chaura centenary celebrations in Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh, Modi said that we are entering into 75 years of our freedom, and this centenary is an occasion to pay homage to our great freedom fighters. The Prime Minister also released a postal stamp dedicated to the Chauri Chaura centenary. The day marks the 100 years of historic Chauri Chaura incident in our freedom struggle. Modi said that the unity of the Indians that broke the shackles of slavery will also make us a giant power in the world. The government is planning to impart technical education in mother tongue in technical institutes from the academic session 2021-22 on pilot basis. In a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today, Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said a task force committee has also been constituted for implementation, having the representations from directors from different IITs and NITs. He said this initiative will nurture the talent among students who have pursued their education in local language for their smooth transition into technical education. Nishank said this is in alignment with the national education policy. Government has said at present there is no proposal to launch a new pension policy for central civil pensioners. In a written reply to Lok Sabha, Minister of State for Personal, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh said that in order to improve the pension process to facilitate pensioners, the Department of Pension and Pensioners' Welfare had developed Bhavishya, a common software module for ministries. He said it has now been functioning as a mandatory platform for processing pension and related benefits of central civil pensioners from 1st of January 2017. He said the software introduces transparency and accountability into the system. More than 6,96,000 cybersecurity incidents have been reported during the last 3 years. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology said that a total number of 2,90,445 cybersecurity incidents related to digital banking have been reported in the last year. In a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today, Minister of State for Electronics and Information Technology, Sanjay Dhotre, said that the number of digital transactions have increased from 3,134 crores in financial year 2018-19 to 4,572 crores in financial year 2019-20. He added that the percentage rise in digital transaction is 46% in comparison to 2018-19. He said rising popularity of non-banking financial companies along with e-commerce have expanded the scope of digital payment, and rapid rise in digital banking uncovered certain vulnerabilities which have led to cyber attacks. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. More than 45,93,000 beneficiaries have been vaccinated against COVID-19 till 1:30 p.m. today. Briefing media in New Delhi, Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan said 1,239 private facilities and 5,912 public facilities are being used as COVID-19 immunization sites in country as of now. He said India has become the fastest nation to reach 4 million COVID-19 vaccinations, and it took only 18 days to administer the first 4 million vaccines. The Health Secretary said 97% people who have received COVID-19 vaccine are satisfied, and the results are based on the feedback registered by vaccinated people through IT Ministry's feedback platform. Nagaland today reported 4 fresh cases of COVID-19, taking the tally to 12,121. Health Minister S. Pangnupom in a tweet said 3 cases were detected from Kohima and 1 from Dimapur, while 6 persons have also recovered from the infection. With this, the total recovered cases remains at 11,821, while active cases increased to 63. Meanwhile, 179 beneficiaries were vaccinated in Dimapur, Mogokchung, Wokha and Paran today with Covishield vaccine, taking the total vaccinated tally to 6,203 in the state. As many as 2.3 billion transactions worth 4.2 trillion rupees were recorded through Unified Payment Interface in the month of January this year, Niti Aayog CEO Amitabh Kant said yesterday. On a year-on-year basis, the Unified Payment Interface's transaction value jumped 76.5%, while transaction value jumped nearly 100%. UPI is a common system that powers multiple bank accounts into a mobile application, merging several banking features, seamless fund routing, and merchant payments. Visit to Rashtrapati Bhavan, which was closed due to COVID-19 since 13th of March last year, will reopen from this Saturday for the public. It will be open on Saturdays and Sundays except on government holidays. Visitors can book their slots online by visiting the website presidentofindia.nic.in or rashtrapatisachivalaya.gov.in. Deputy Commissioner Kohima Gregory has informed the concerned landowners that the damage compensation for the Kohima Jesami 2 land project package 2 will be paid in the office of the Deputy Commissioner Kohima on 10th of February at 10 a.m. The Deputy Commissioner asked the landowners to be present physically and bring along 4 recent passport-size photos, a Xerox copy of Aadhaar card, identification proof, and Xerox of front page bank passbook. It further said payment to any other representative other than the concerned person will not be entertained. MLA and Chairman of the Committee on Subordinate Legislation, Dr. Imtiwapang Iyer, has rescheduled the meeting of the Committee on Subordinate Legislation on 9th February at 2 p.m. in the committee room of the Assembly Secretariat, Kohima. All members of the Committee on Subordinate Legislation have been requested to attend the meeting as rescheduled. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps: wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water or use hand sanitizer, and follow social distancing norms. To end the news, the headlines here again. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio says India as a country can be called a developed country only when northeastern region prospers in every way. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Chauri Chaura centenary celebrations. Centre plans to impart technical education in mother tongue in technical institutes. And government says there is no proposal to launch new pension policy for central civil pensioners. That's all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.